Welcome back to Ego and Empathy, the podcast where we explore the psychology behind human behavior and the subtle ways it shapes our lives. I'm your host, Mandy, and today we're diving into one of the most seductive and confusing experiences in toxic relationships. An experience that feels like a fairy tale at first, but ends up feeling more like a spell you need to break. Today's topic is love bombing. If you've ever been swept off your feet so quickly that it almost felt too good to be true. If you've ever felt seen, adored, and idealized from the very first moment. You might have been love bombed. And the truth is, it doesn't just happen in romantic relationships. Love bombing can occur with friends, coworkers, spiritual communities, even family members. Anywhere there's a need for control disguised as connection. Let's start with what love bombing really is. It's the use of intense attention, affection, and praise to create emotional dependency. It's when someone showers you with admiration, gifts, compliments, or promises of a future together. Before they've even truly gotten to know you. You feel like you've finally met someone who understands you. Someone who listens, validates, and mirrors your every dream. It's intoxicating, because it feels like safety. But love bombing isn't about love. It's about control. In the beginning, it feels magical. They text constantly, they call you their soulmate. They tell you you're different, special, irreplaceable. You feel high on the connection. Like you've skipped the awkward getting to know you phase. And gone straight into the deep kind of love you've always wanted. But real intimacy doesn't happen instantly. It grows through time, honesty, and shared experience. Love bombing skips that step completely. It replaces genuine connection with emotional intensity. And that's the first clue. If the pace feels overwhelming. If it moves too fast, too soon. Your body will sense it before your mind catches up. You'll feel dizzy with affection, but also slightly off balance. That's because your nervous system can't tell the difference between excitement and danger. The rush feels familiar, especially if you've experienced inconsistent love before. The narcissist's intensity feels like home, because it activates old emotional patterns. After the love bombing comes the crash. The same person who once adored you begins to pull away. They become critical, distant, or cold. You start wondering what changed. You replay conversations in your head, trying to find the moment you went wrong. You think, maybe if I love them harder, maybe if I'm more patient, they'll come back to who they were. But that person never truly existed. It was a mask designed to earn your trust. And once they have it, they start rewriting the rules of the relationship. That's when the confusion sets in. You begin to question your worth. You start craving the version of them from the beginning. Every now and then, they give you a glimpse of it again. Just enough to keep you hooked. That's called intermittent reinforcement. And it's one of the most powerful tools of manipulation. You're no longer chasing love. You're chasing relief. Love bombing works because it mirrors what we long for most. It speaks to the parts of us that ache to be chosen. To be seen. To finally be safe. It's not your weakness that made you fall for it. It's your humanity. You wanted love, and you were given illusion. That's not something to be ashamed of. That's something to understand and heal from. So how do you protect yourself from love bombing? How do you tell the difference between real affection and manipulation? First, pay attention to pace. Healthy love doesn't rush you. It gives you space to breathe, to think, to grow. If someone overwhelms you with attention right away, take a step back and slow things down. Anyone who truly cares about you will respect your boundaries, not push against them. Second, look for consistency. Do their words match their actions? Do they show up when it's not convenient? Or only when they want something in return? A narcissist performs. Love, a healthy partner practices it. Third, notice how they handle your boundaries. A love bomber will often frame your hesitation as fear. Or say you're pushing away something special. They'll use guilt or flattery to make you feel bad for protecting yourself. But real love doesn't punish caution. It welcomes it. Fourth, learn to trust your discomfort. If you feel overwhelmed, confused, or anxious, your intuition is trying to warn you. Don't silence that inner voice just because someone's words sound perfect. Listen to the feeling underneath the excitement. Real love is calm, not chaotic. And finally, focus on your own emotional balance. If you feel empty or unsteady, you're more vulnerable to love bombing. Because you're more likely to confuse intensity with connection. The more you nurture your own sense of worth, the less power someone else's validation has over you. You can't be love-bombed if you already feel full within yourself. Now, let's talk about what happens after you've been love-bombed. The aftermath can feel like withdrawal. You miss the high, the intensity, the attention. You might even convince yourself that you'll never feel that way again. But what you're missing isn't love. It's adrenaline. It's the emotional roller coaster that once made you feel alive. That's why healing requires patience. You might go through moments where you feel strong and grounded. And then suddenly you'll feel the urge to reach out. To see if maybe they've changed. To check if the magic could come back. And when that happens, remind yourself that healing doesn't erase the memories. It helps you reinterpret them. You're not missing them. You're missing the fantasy they created. When you feel that pull, pause and breathe. Remind yourself of how you felt at the end, not just the beginning. Write down the truth of what happened, so you can read it when nostalgia starts to blur your memory. Healing isn't about forgetting the story. It's about reclaiming your power within it. Because love bombing teaches you something sacred. It teaches you how to tell the difference between being adored and being valued. Being adored is about how you make someone else feel. Being valued is about who you are, with no performance required. So, if you've ever been love bombed, if you've ever fallen for someone who made you feel like the center of their world, only to find yourself standing in the wreckage of confusion, please know this. You are not naive, you are not foolish, you are not broken. You are someone who believed in love. And that belief is not your weakness. It's your strength. Love bombing is an imitation of love. But what you are learning now is the real thing. The quiet, consistent, steady kind. The kind that doesn't require grand gestures or constant reassurance. The kind that feels safe, not addictive. The kind that starts with you. If this episode resonated with you, please subscribe to the channel. And tap the bell icon so you'll be notified when new episodes are released. We'll be diving deeper into other manipulation tactics in upcoming episodes, so you can keep building awareness and strength on your healing journey. And I want to leave you with this. You don't need to be love bombed to feel special. You already are.